Hi, Genevieve Jacobs from Region Media with this week's news update. Now, the pandemic is rolling through all of our lives and, gee, it's affected lots of small groups within the Canberra community. So many organisations, so many individuals trying to do good, trying to do their best for the community, to look after those who are in need. How do we help? How do we reach out? How do we all do something good for each other in this very caring community that we have? I'm down at Fish Week with a couple of the blokes from Allinsure, Peter Chamberlain and Tate Harris, to talk about 15 for 15. Now, Peter, we've talked before about how important it is for corporates to do good in the community. That's something that I know is very much bound into your DNA, not just with Allinsure, but it's a real family thing for you, isn't it?
It certainly is, Genevieve. A part of our culture and from our inception has always been supporting the community, and that goes through from groups like Pegasus, Writing for the Disabled, Are You OK, the Lifeline, and the Starlight Foundation as well. So it's been a part of our DNA since day one.
Okay, so what is 15 for 15?
Well, Allinsure turned 15 this year, which is a fantastic achievement on its own, and as part of that, we wanted to create a tangible legacy to celebrate such a big milestone. So that's where we came up with the idea of how do we help those that are a little bit more in need than others, and that's those small to micro community organisations, the ones that are often overlooked when it comes to fundraising and when it comes to when things are tight. So we thought, what better way than to extend our already extensive community giving program to those most in need? Because after all Allinsure really is about reassurance. So what better way than to reassure those that need it most?
Yeah, look, it's a little bit like insurance for these community groups in many ways. So, Tate, tell us how this is all going to work out. I guess part of it's in the name, 15 for 15. We're looking for small organisations, groups that really need a handout. What's the framework around this?
Yep, so it's a community giving program effectively aimed at micro grants that we're looking to hand out. They're really going to be aimed at those that it's a small offering, but it's going to have a big impact. You know, whether it's a soccer team, a local soccer team that needs a set of goals, a soup kitchen that needs some equipment, or maybe some seeds for a garden or something like that. That's really what we're looking for here with this giving program that we're putting forward.
So I guess the idea is that if you're such an organisation, then those organisations apply, you want to know what the money will be spent on, so there should be a specific aim, a specific goal?
Yes, so we're asking them to put in an application to tell us a little bit about what it is that they're doing, what it's going to be used for, so that we can ultimately make a decision as to how we're going to impact these little communities that have been affected so poorly or badly.
Peter, why the really small ones?
Well, really small ones because when things are tough, the large ones still have really good donors and fundraising, and they've got a good brand in the market. So whilst they're impacted, they're not impacted as much. It's the small, micro and community organisations which do it toughest at these times. And it's also where we can make the biggest difference to, a local junior football team and the mums and dads, and we reduce the cost on the everyday person in what it might be to get out and play sport, do some art or be involved. So I think it's where we can make our biggest impact.
Yeah, and I think this is really the point of it, isn't it, Tate? It's very much about neighbourhood and community. It's very much about the kinds of things that people think, if we could just afford that thing that would make it easier for us to help people.
Correct, 100%. You've nailed it there, Genevieve. So that's ultimately what we're trying to achieve here with this micro giving grant or program that we've implemented here. So sort of over the next coming months, we'll be reviewing these and coming through to a decision and picking a few that hopefully it'll make a big impact on.
So how do people apply?
Yeah, so there'll be a link attached to the Riot Act story that comes out. The same thing will be posted all over our social media, and you'll be able to hear about it and see it there. It's a really straightforward process. Answer the questions, tell us what impact we can make for you and how it's going to help the community, and hopefully we'll be able to turn around and support you.
Okay, so we look forward to seeing the results of this, because I think this is a fantastic idea. It's the little gift that keeps on giving for organisations that, as you say, often don't have a lot of resources or a lot of big donors to call on. So let's hope you can really make a difference in their lives in the next few months. So look on Riot Act for that. Look at Allinshore's social media, and let's see what we can magic up for your very small organisation or for your cause. Also making news on the Riot Act this week, we're talking, of course, about the election that is inescapable, plenty more election coverage coming at you. We will be doing live election coverage on Saturday night, so we'll be at the major party rooms. We'll have rolling coverage on our social media and on the site itself. And then on Sunday morning, I'll also be doing a debrief with Andrew Hughes from the ANU, looking at the kinds of things that move the needle, whatever those results are. And it's more up in the air than it has been for a very long time in the ACT. So I think it'll be an interesting conversation. We'll be live to you around about 11:15 on Sunday morning and also throughout Saturday night. We're looking at a number of other important local issues too. Continuing dissension over the site of the Bungendore High School. Queanbeyan Palerang Regional Council still can't come to a decision from their perspective about what they're going to support. That dissension continues throughout the community. We're also talking about trains at Bungendore. This is a lovely little mystery. 7:28 every morning, the train goes through on that run from Canberra through to Goulburn and on to Sydney. Someone in a purple Corolla flashes their lights at the train every day. The blokes who drive the train say they've got absolutely no idea why this happens, who it is. No, everyone's scratching their minds going, are you just saying hello to us? Are we doing something wrong? If you can identify the local legend in the purple Corolla who flashes their lights at 7:28 every morning as the train goes through, please let us know via the Ride Act. And look, we're also marking the airport's 95th birthday. You wouldn't think there'd been an airport in Canberra for 95 years, but there has indeed. All that and more, so many local stories on the Ride Act. We've got a daily digest and a weekly newsletter. Sign up for both of those. They'll drop into your email inbox. Come onto the site, join the great big Canberra conversation, and look, maybe put an application in for one of these 15 for 15 grants that allinsure are producing for the community this year, and join us over the weekend for the election coverage. Who knows what is going to happen? I'm Genevieve Jacobs. This is Region Media.